Welcome to Recently Logged, an audio stream discussing what the film bros are watching these days.
So what are they watching this spooky season, Robbie?
I'm thinking about putting some organ music or something as the intro.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What are they watching?
They're watching a black and white movie from the 60s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
If you can even believe it.
So, guys, we did it. We broke our one rule.
We broke our one rule we had for this podcast.
So we've said it several times, and we're like, oh, we're not going to do any rated R movies.
We're not going to do any rated R movies.
And this is probably the only exception we're going to make. We watched Psycho, which if you've seen Psycho...
Not American Psycho.
Not American Psycho, just Psycho. The 1960s movie.
Yes, the one from 1960.
You'll know that it really... It wouldn't be rated R today.
By today's standards, if it was released right now, it would not be rated
No
R.
way.
But we watched it.
Yeah.
And
twice.
It's still rated R, unlike some movies.
I forgot to lock it the second time. I'm going to lock it right now.
Oh my goodness, Micah.
I'm logging it right now.
Wow, look at how recently logged it is.
Yes, recently logged.
Oh, by the way, if you want to send us movie suggestions, we still have an open...
just plugging us this early.
We have an open slot in our Halloween.
Do we have an open slot?
Yeah, but we can make space for a suggestion.
Are we gonna have a guest on?
We're gonna have 2 guests this month.
Yeah, I know.
So, you can look forward to that.
All right, yeah.
But yeah, if you want to send us movie suggestions, it doesn't have to be Halloween movies. Send them to us at poddingtonrl@gmail.com. That's poddingtonrl@gmail.com.
We've gotten so good at that. Didn't you miss us? We were gone for like 2 weeks.
We've been gone for forever, feels like.
It was just 2 weeks.
But yeah, we're doing...
Let's get into it.
Let's go ahead.
What do we usually do to start out?
I usually ask you your general thoughts of the movie.
General thoughts, right?
Like just an overall, what you think. What do you think?
So yeah, I think before we do that, because we haven't done this in so long, I completely forgot to just go over the general facts.
Oh, correct.
So
that was a weird sound.
Oh boy,
Oh,
the general facts. All right, so this is Psycho. Came out 1960. It's rated R. 109 minutes. It's a horror mystery thriller.
Wow.
Directed by, and I bet anybody who knows anything about film could tell you who it's directed by. It's directed by Alfred Hitchcock, probably his most famous.
Yeah, probably
his most successful, probably.
I believe it is his most, at least financially successful movie.
Yeah, we got Anthony Perkins playing Norman Bates, Vera Miles playing, how do you say her name? Lila,
I guess.
Lila Crane.
Yeah.
John Gavin playing Sam Loomis.
Why does everyone have such weird names in this movie?
And Janet Leigh playing Marion Crane. And
there you go.
There's other people in the movie.
There's a couple other people.
I won't mention them.
Nobody cares.
Most of them die. I mean, Marion does too, but most of them.
So yeah. This is, yeah.
I ended up rating this on most times I've watched it, which we just watched it for the first time like yesterday.
We did, yeah.
I rated it 4.5 stars both times. What did you rate it?
Unbelievable.
Oh, co-host Robbie, what did you rate it?
Whoa, I've been downgraded to co-host.
Wait, what?
I rated it 5 stars.
Both times?
Out of 10. No. No, 5 out of 5. I think it's, for most intents and purposes, it is a pretty darn near perfect movie.
It's pretty good. So moving actually on to general thoughts this time, now that we've gotten over basic facts. If you can't tell from our ratings, I really like this movie. I think it's really good. Probably, and maybe I have to watch Rear Window again because I haven't seen Rear Window in a while.
I need to buy that.
Yeah, you do. I would probably say it competes for From memory,
just
I would
his
say
best film, not your favorite.
Well, favorite and best probably. Okay. For Rear Window and Psycho just being right there. I mean, we haven't seen all of his. We haven't seen The Birds. We haven't seen.
That's true. We haven't seen a lot of his more famous ones. Yeah, Vertigo is the main other really big one that I haven't seen, or that neither of us have seen yet.
Yeah. But we have seen quite a few of his, I suppose.
Let's list off the list and bore the viewer.
Give your basic thoughts while I look for the list.
I think this is probably one of my, if not my favorite, thrillers or horror. I don't know, whatever you classify it under. No, you opened the camera, Micah.
No, I didn't. Well, stupid Letterboxd loads so slow. Don't get mad at me, Letterboxd. I love you.
We love you, Letterboxd.
Just loads very slow.
But yeah, I think overall, this is a really competent movie. Like, it's a very, I feel like it's really well thought out. Even like Hitchcock's movies are always really well thought out and smart in their writing, anyways, most of the time. Yeah. I don't know about To Catch a Thief, but a lot of the time, I think this is the best example of his like really well structured screenplay and his really great like directing. Like, I think this is his peak directing outside of maybe like Rear Window or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
So I pulled up the list.
It's one of the most talented and influential directors at the top of their game.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah.
but I pulled up the list, and Robbie has seen one more than I have. I have seen 5 Hitchcock films, which is kind of, an underwhelming amount, but
that is very underwhelming.
I have to take them in doses.
Micah,
I'm not a huge fan of black and white movies per se.
I have a box set of like 20 of his movies.
But I've watched Psycho,
wow,
Rear Window, Dial M for Murder, Strangers on a Train, and North by Northwest. And that would probably almost be in ranked order. I would probably say Strangers on a Train is better than Dial M for Murder, but that's just me personally. North by Northwest wasn't very good.
Such a controversial take.
All the rest of them are good. And then he's seen To Catch a Thief.
To Catch a Thief, man. It's like the Disney Channel of Alfred Hitchcock movies. Sorry to any fans of To Catch a Thief. But, I mean, I still liked it. Like, the fact that cements my point of him being one of the best directors who got a lot of traction anyway. One of the most successful and best directors. That even his weakest movies are still like really good.
Oh, by the way, I missed this. It was nominated for 4 Oscars. Didn't win any.
It didn't win any?
Didn't win any.
Wow. That's shocking, actually. I wonder what else came out in 1960 that won.
I don't know, but it didn't win. Well, it didn't win any Oscars, but it did win some other awards.
Well, yeah, of course. So yeah.
So yeah, let's get into questions.
Questions.
And
I have one.
This may be shocking to you guys,
but
I have no notes this week. And we're not actually recording this on a Thursday. We always record on a Thursday. We're recording this on a Friday.
We're breaking the mold.
Because I completely forgot about, that we were starting it like that soon. And my mind had been on my theater auditions that I had just done.
The theater,
yeah.
The theater.
Oh,
No.
And I wasn't really focused on this at all. And Robbie's like, oh, it's Thursday, but we're not going to record today because we haven't watched anything yet. But let's watch Psycho because that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, funny story, actually. I'd been wanting to watch Psycho for quite a while, but I hadn't yet because we are not allowed to watch rated R movies, if you can even believe it. No. I saw this at
you saw this?
Micah.
Sorry, I was at Best Buy.
Micah saw this
I was
at
perusing
Best Buy.
around. I was looking at their steelbooks, and I was like, oh, look at that. It's Psycho.
It's Psycho.
And I was like, oh, look at that. It's $10. That's right, folks. $10 for this masterpiece of a movie.
Yeah, if you guys...
The steel book. And it's a cool looking steel book.
It's a cool looking steel book. I only have like a couple steel books. I think that's my second or third one. I don't remember.
I just have one. And it's kind of lame. So... this is going to be a very, very side story, but I like telling this story because
I was already
funny.
on a side story.
Yeah, I know. But, so it's a rabbit hole. But anyway, I also at Best Buy, because this is where we just buy all of our steel books.
That's the only place we shop for movies. We spend $40 on one movie.
It was on sale, and...
That's the only way to buy stuff from Best Buy.
Valerian. I don't know if you guys know of this movie. It wasn't super popular. It's pretty rough.
It's a movie.
But it came out a couple years ago, I think, like 2017, something like that.
Wasn't it 2015?
No, it was nowhere near that early, I don't think.
It was that recent?
Yeah, I think like 2017. That was 2 years ago.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But
continue.
It was there. It came out 2017, yeah.
Wow. He really knows it all, folks.
And it was only like $15, I think. And this thing is a snazzy looking steel book.
Snazzy.
Like, I really, really like this steel book. Now, the movie is not that great. I like watching it just because I think it's funny just to laugh at, because acting is
quite a laughable
bad.
Movie.
But yeah, I have that now. Digital, Blu-ray, DVD. But I have an awesome steel book for it.
Yeah, sadly the Psycho steelbook was just Blu-ray and digital.
Yeah.
I didn't get a ever growing in value DVD. I really don't like getting DVDs. If I'm gonna buy a movie, I want to buy it on Blu-ray.
And I think Robbie has Iron Man steelbook.
I do.
First Iron Man movie.
Yeah,
and,
Iron Man.
Then this, and I think that's it, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
But he's got the very nice Criterion Collection case for Fantastic Mr. Fox. That's the only one I would say. Oh wait,
I have
that
Princess
and the Princess Bride.
The little storybook one.
Those two are actually really nice
Which is really
cases.
awesome. Go buy the Criterion version of The Princess Bride if you have unlimited money.
Yeah, don't go and this is soapbox right here.
Disclaimer: Criterion has $50 Blu-rays. That's $50.
Soapbox here. Criterion Collection, 90% of the time is a waste of money.
How dare you?
I mean, I'm sure like you feel better because you got the little C on your thing. And it's the quote-unquote best quality the thing could possibly be.
They restore it to the best possible quality.
The only way I would like say that these are worth it is when they're on sale, and it's the ones with like the really cool cases, like The Princess Bride and Fantastic Mr.
No,
Fox.
I own 6 or 7 Criterion stuff now. Obviously, they're not all Blu-rays, but I got them either at a heavy discount or they were during the half-off sale that they were doing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'm not buying the Criterion
you bought
stuff.
both Fantastic Mr. Fox and Princess Bride on that half-off sale, right?
I had bought The Princess Bride at a different half-off sale.
Oh.
And then Fantastic Mr. Fox, Red Balloon, and A Hard Day's Night on the other. By the way, all of those movies that I just listed are really good. You should go watch them.
Well, anyway, that was our rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, he saw Psycho. I bought it, and we got permission from the parents.
The parents.
The
wow.
parents
to watch it because it's a
yes.
60s movie.
Yeah, it's nothing too awful. It's it would probably be a PG-13.
I mean, it was very risque for the 60s.
Oh my gosh, this thing was like a very jingle jangle. Jingle. This isn't Christmas time. We don't jingle jangle.
Like, I mean, the shower scene, and then there's a lot of scenes of just her in her underwear.
This was a very controversial film at the time it was released.
And it had gore.
Wow. so divisive.
No, it was anyway, let's just get off of all this and just go to our questions before we dive into our deep thoughtful discussion.
I didn't ask our wonderful listeners for any questions this time because I just forgot being the wonderful podcast co-host I am.
Hey, we're coming back, and if anything, this is kicking off month 2 or like season 2, if you will.
This is episode 9, actually.
Spooky season.
Okay.
So we get through from our break, we get some slack because we took a break.
Wow, we are giving ourselves some slack.
Next week we're gonna do the whole bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna have notes.
But
question. You said you had one.
What do you think are this movie's biggest strengths?
Biggest strengths?
Yeah.
Let's
go on a positive
first. The directing.
The directing?
Like the directing and the cinematography, if you will.
Tography.
Like I've got some problems with it. And I think, that's why I didn't give it 5 stars. But like, man, just like a lot of the scenes, always the framing is like incredible.
Oh my gosh. This is see, if I may intrude.
You may.
Hitchcock always has, well, not always. To Catch a Thief, I'm looking at you. Always has either very kinetic or very like energetic and very informative cinematography in most of his movies. This one is probably like peak.
Like the scene where Marion is talking to Norman and eating sandwiches. That's one
of my favorite scenes.
That's like a masterclass scene
good.
Right there.
I swear, that's probably one of my favorite scenes from the whole movie.
That's a really good scene. And you get some of like the best shots and best use of framing in the whole movie.
Oh man, the framing in this movie is so good too. Just all of the cinematography.
Like the cinematography's good, the editing's good, the directing is good.
Although Saul Bass was a visual consultant, so it makes a lot of sense actually if you think about it.
All right, so what about you? What do you think the strongest point of this movie is?
Saul Bass is my hero. No, I'm going to have to say, am I allowed to repeat yours?
Yes, you are.
I'm going to ditto what he said, but also, no. We just played you a clip of the car singing into the swamp.
No, there'd be a little bit more like a mud and like, and be like.
Nice.
I don't know if you could hear that.
You have now serenaded our listeners with the greatest Foley work known to man.
Sign me up as a Foley artist, guys. I'm available.
Okay, but yes, the cinematography, the directing, are all like top notch in this movie.
Well, that's just like what I said.
The script, I think, is probably Hitchcock's best screenplay, I would say. Yeah. 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 I think the screenplay is really fantastic at setting up all of the characters and really establishing every single one of them really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say after
What were you gonna say?
I'm too ADHD to co-host a podcast.
What were you gonna say? Because if not, I can move on to my question.
The big twist reveal at the end is one of my favorite parts of this movie.
Dude,
I love it so much.
Like, and I'll get onto this later. This is actually the one thing I'm gonna talk about that I have a problem with. But after the little bit that I have a problem with in the movie, the reveal, even though I saw it sort of coming, I didn't predict it exactly, but I kind of saw it coming that the mother wasn't
Spoilers.
Actually that the mother wasn't actually there or alive or something. Like that's what I thought was like, oh, it's actually just Norman.
Because Hitchcock, I don't think in any of his movies that I've seen so far usually deals in supernatural ever.
Yeah.
It's always explainable.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched The Birds, so.
But yeah, this twist, even knowing, like, even having, like, knowing what I know, and, like, especially now that I've seen it before, watching it a second time.
I went into this movie, like, almost completely blind.
This twist still, like, slaps you in the face.
Oh, yeah, no.
And it's great, and I love it.
Man, I love this movie so much.
I would like to like, this is one movie, and I don't say this for a lot of movies, where I'd like to be able to like go back and like forget everything I know about this movie.
Oh yeah.
Just because the shower sequence is so iconic, I would like to go into the movie not knowing that she got murdered.
Yeah. That would be nice, because
like everybody knows she gets murdered.
I was about to say, anyone who has looked into this movie to any extent or has studied film at some point, this scene gets brought up all the time.
Watch some Looney Tunes.
Yeah, go watch, what is that, Looney Tunes Back in Action, to see the amazing recreation of this scene.
Yeah, so like that's one thing that I was kind of just sad about, because I was like, oh, that's such like, and because
there's such good build up to it.
Yeah, there's such good build up, and it happens so fast and like shockingly that it would be like such a cool experience, I feel. But I was just like, oh.
Imagine seeing this in a theater.
I was like, oh, she's in the shower, she's gonna die.
Oh, she's gonna die.
Here it comes.
Here it comes.
The scream, the death, blah blah blah.
Blah blah.
But anyway, moving on to our next question. My question for you, and this is the question we use every week.
Legendary.
Because I couldn't think of anything.
Wow, so derivative.
What is your favorite scene?
I thought we were finally changing things up on this podcast.
We're not. What is your favorite scene?
Ooh, that's tough. There are a lot of scenes that I really, really love in this movie. This is actually, I was gonna do it, like I thought about doing it while we were in the movie. I'm gonna add it to my favorites of all time list, like my top whatever 25.
Is it gonna take the P spot over? Is it gonna take the P spot over Paddington 2 for favorite film from each letter of the alphabet?
No, I love Paddington 2 too much.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Alfred Hitchcock. You're one of my favorite directors.
The talking bear beat up.
But CGI bears beat Psycho any day.
Oh no.
What was the
favorite
question?
scene?
Favorite scene
or sequence?
Oh gosh. It's gonna have to be either the final scene, the final sequence, I should say. That's some of my favorite stuff in,
like, the whole mother monologue thing.
Yes, yeah, the mother monologue. It's very, very good. But probably the initial conversation with Norman when what's her face first comes to the hotel or motel.
Motel, yes, it's the Bates Motel. People and I never knew it was a motel, like a motel. I had always heard it Bates Hotel. And really? I don't know if I heard people wrong.
You might have just misheard them, dude. Because I
like,
knew
nobody
it was Bates
said
Hotel.
it right. Because like I was like, it's the Bates Hotel.
It's the Bates Hotel.
And then it comes up and it's the Bates Motel. I'm like, ah.
My life is a lie.
I knew so little about this movie that I always thought that the house was the hotel.
Yeah, see.
Which it would make sense if it was a hotel, but it is a motel. Which look different from hotels.
It would probably be more of a bed and breakfast if it was in the house.
If it was
Could you imagine? It's like Bates Bed and Breakfast.
Bates Bed and Breakfast. The BBB.
The triple B.
The triple B. Head to the triple B.
Man, I will say, if you can, I will break the rules and say that the entire sequence of like when she first arrives at the motel to her murder and the cleanup, that's like my favorite sequence. That's my favorite part of the movie.
I would probably agree with that.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of the movie. But as for favorite scene, it's probably between those two that I mentioned.
I would say my favorite scene, and I know this is going to sound repetitive because we keep on having the same opinions about this stuff.
Oh,
but
no.
I would definitely say that the Norman and Marion first conversation thing with the sandwiches
in the
parlor,
the taxidermy
and the
birds.
taxidermy birds,
and the nude paintings on the wall,
and the nude paintings on the wall.
Oh yeah, fair warning, guys. I did say PG-13 is probably what it would be now.
Yeah, no, this ain't.
It's not exactly.
This ain't your G-rated movie.
It's not like one of. Yeah, yeah. Proceed with caution. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
But yeah.
But yeah, that's probably my favorite scene. Like I said, I love the framing work and the camera movements and stuff that they use.
Could you imagine? however good this screenplay is, could you imagine if they had gotten like a mediocre director to direct it?
Oof.
Yeah, really.
Like, what's a mediocre director?
I don't know any mediocre directors from that era because most of the ones from that era
not,
have to be good
even,
for
not
me
even
to like.
that era. Just go for a mediocre.
Oh, just
director.
a mediocre director.
Most of the directors I know by name are good.
What's his face? Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie. What is Guy Ritchie directing?
Guy Ritchie. Hold on. Let me ask Siri real quick.
Oh boy.
Guy Ritchie.
Here's some information.
What's Guy Ritchie done with his life?
What are you doing with your life?
Wow, this is taking forever. A lull in the conversation.
Face ID,
All right,
you are my only friend.
You guys can follow us at Recently Logged on Twitter and on Instagram and on Letterboxd and pretty much most places. I think we're on Facebook too, but it's Facebook.
Yeah, see, mediocre director.
No, see, I know some people who really, and yeah, you know who you are, who really likes Sherlock.
Who you are.
What is it? I just lost his name. Robert Downey Jr. version of Sherlock. And I wasn't a huge fan, and then I wasn't a huge fan of the live-action Aladdin, like, at all.
Yeah, no. See, Guy Ritchie's the only like director I know by name that's like mediocre.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What about the guy who directed Alita in the Spy Kids movie?
Robert Rodriguez.
He's
a good. He's a visionary.
He's a visionary ahead of his time.
I liked
Influential
Alita.
To thousands.
Hot take, guys. Alita is decent.
Alita is fun.
It's a fun movie, yes.
I've watched it twice, actually both times in theaters, if you can believe it.
Wait, you watched it twice?
Yeah, in theaters.
Oh, that's right. You saw it before I did, right?
Yeah, I saw it when it first released into normal theaters.
Dang, I really love the action scenes from that movie.
I watched it with you in the dollar theater that we have.
Man.
Which was not as comfortable.
No.
Those chairs are like duct taped together.
That movie is long. And those chairs
get so uncomfortable.
We're not
especially if you get one that has like a huge cut down
the
back and they've tried to duct tape it, and like if you lean back it's like pressing against your back.
Although, Micah, think of all the money we've saved going to the dollar theater.
It's true.
It's so cheap,
Soapbox of Alita.
Oh yeah.
It's not very great overall.
No, it's kind of
man, the action is fun.
Yeah, it's a very energetic movie.
And the CGI is good for the most part.
Yeah. Well, it's James Cameron, man.
He's
gonna sink however much money into this as he wants.
James Cameron's like $1 million on CGI. Ha. I'm talking $1 billion.
I'm talking billions of dollars.
James Cameron. Get ready for those like 72 new Avatar movies.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe there's going to be that many.
There's not.
No, not that many, but like there's going to be a lot of them, to say the least.
All right. All right, let's get off that soapbox. Since we're about 30 minutes unedited in.
Wow.
Do you have another question for me or for us?
I was going to ask. I actually did have a question, but you just kept like taking over.
Sorry. Wow.
You're more of the host than I.
Yeah. Well, you never talk.
I never talk. I'm too silent.
No, you don't talk until I'm saying something, and you're like, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Let me add my thoughts on top of it.
Let me just take out my wallet and throw in my 2 cents.
Exactly. Wait, who puts cents in their wallet?
I don't know.
Anyway, question.
What do you think of the casting?
Norman Bates, that, like, I just lost the name of the guy who plays him. Anthony Perkins or
Anthony
something
Perkins.
like that.
No, I don't think that's it at all.
No, I
it's
think that's
Anthony. It. That might be it, actually.
Ann
I don't
Perkins.
know. Anthony.
Ann Perkins.
Perkins. No.
It's Anthony Perkins. No relation to Ann Perkins. But anyway, I think that casting is great. I laugh though because he looks wise. He reminds me of Andrew Garfield.
It's really weird.
I think the person who plays Marion, she does a good job, but like there's moments where I'm just kind of like meh.
She might be the weakest
With
out
her
of all of the
performance,
cast.
yeah. I think the guy who plays Sam does a good job, and the
The
person who
private
plays
investigator.
the private investigator does fine, and like all the cast is fine.
Yeah, most of them are good,
and I think
a lot of
Anthony
not all
Perkins
of them are.
does like really
Oh my
good.
gosh, his
And then,
performance in this is so much fun
and
to
then
watch.
the person who plays Marianne is just kind of mediocre.
Yeah, but I mean, she's
especially some of the car scenes. Not necessarily just her face, but like when she's talking and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, like I said, her performance is probably the weakest out of the whole cast, and that's saying something because even hers was good.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. She didn't do a bad job.
No.
It's just hers is the weakest.
Yeah. But yeah, that was my question. I was gonna because I wanted to bring up how great the casting was in this movie.
No, Anthony Perkins, my friend.
Man, what a legend.
He does a very good job. I have not seen the Bates Motel show, and nor will I ever from what I've looked that's in it. But
Stop
I have
jingling.
Sorry, but I have no reference to how good he plays the character. I know that actor. I don't think I could tell you what I've seen him in, but I know that actor.
Doesn't Christian Bale play the same character? It's just they changed the story.
Well, in American Psycho, yes, his name
is Norman Bates.
He
plays the character. Yeah, okay, so he does play Norman Bates.
But it's not
the same.
It's not the same character.
This is not an endorsement of American Psycho.
Oh, I wish that movie wasn't R. It looks so good.
I just love Christian Bale.
Christian Bale's pretty great. Put Christian Bale on something and I want to go see it.
You know, while I was watching it the second time, I'm like, you know what? He kind of resembles Christian Bale, just a teeny bit, like vaguely. Like he could be like a weird like cousin or something.
Were you saying like Bale. Christian Bale mixed with Andrew Garfield and you get Anthony Perkins?
Like the build of Andrew Garfield with like the weirdness of Christian Bale.
Yeah, but I think his facial structure is similar to Andrew Garfield's face too.
It is. Christian Bale's a weird dude.
Yeah. He's way too into the method acting, man. I saw a clip from what is that movie?
Which
the one where he plays like a president or something.
Vice?
Vice, yes. I guess it's vice president, I think, maybe. But dang, oh my gosh, it's ridiculous because it hardly even looks like the same guy.
He's so weird.
And you hear his voice and you like see him and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he does stuff like I always forget it's the machinist, right?
The machinist.
Not the mechanic.
Yes, it's the machinist.
Yeah, the machinist, where he's like so incredibly thin, and then you've got like
it looks like he's about to like snap in half.
Well, he's super unhealthy what he does.
Yes.
Not endorsing his.
We do not endorse the method acting of
but dang,
the actor
it's
Christian
insane
Bale.
Because you see him in like the machinist, and then you see him in like the Dark Knight, where he's like pretty buff, and then you see him in like Vice, and he's like he put so much weight on for that.
I thought some of it was like makeup and cosmetics. No?
He put on the weight for that.
He looks like he's like 72, about to fall over dead.
Aging wise, they did makeup and stuff. But
I was like, I know he's starting to look old, but man.
Weight wise, I'm pretty sure because I watched a whole video about Christian Bale and his career. And
that's all he does. That's all Micah does in his spare time when he's not recording Recently Logged. He's just either watching a Christian Bale movie or he's watching a YouTube video about Christian Bale.
Yeah.
He has a giant poster in his wall.
I wished I did. just Christian Bale, and it's just like him in like every role he's played.
That would be pretty cool, actually. I'd buy that.
Anyway, I think that sums up probably our questions.
Yeah, go watch Psycho. It's a staple of cinema. It's a turning point in American film history.
But let's dive a little deeper. Let's go into the...
Let's dive a little deeper.
Let's get into the deep end of the pool.
Shallow starts playing.
So I have issues with this.
Say it isn't so.
One issue, and this is just slight, and it just more feels like it annoys me.
I might actually put a dun 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 sound effect in.
Is The score.
The score.
I find the score very repetitive.
The score.
And I mean, at parts it's fine.
The score.
But when it goes, and I mean, in a lot of scenes it's not even there. Like for several scenes you don't even have a score,
scenes,
and that's great.
Man, the
but
score.
Like the way it cuts in, and just sometimes how loud and in your face it is. I mean, it works in some circumstances.
Makes that jump scare work very nicely.
See, I don't even know what jump scares. I didn't jump at any part of this movie.
It makes me jump every time. Every time.
And you said when the private detective gets murdered,
yeah,
right? That never made me jump.
It made me jump this time. It actually made me jump more this time.
But yeah, the score, it kind of grates at my nerves when I watch the movie.
So you don't think you don't think they used it well in the movie?
No, like I really like the moments when they use just no score. I think that's great.
The silent scenes are very nice. Yes.
I like the tension, especially in like the scene. It gets you like when it pretty much swaps main characters to Norman being the main character, and the car is sinking into the swamp, and it like stops for a second.
Stop.
And there's no score during this part. You get like the chirping of all of the grasshopper. Why does my voice sound so weird right now? You get the chirping of... Oh my gosh, that didn't help. You get the chirping of all the grasshoppers and everything, and it just really builds tension. And and it's cool, especially because like before, he was pretty much the antagonist.
Like I said, that entire sequence
and it swaps you over
amazing.
to feeling for him more as a protagonist almost.
No.
And you feel the tension with him, and it's just a really cool section.
I would argue that the score works really well in most scenes. There are a couple of instances where I think it's kind of but I think overall, is that why you didn't give it?
No, that is not
okay.
Not why I didn't give it 5 stars.
I really like the score in this. I don't like just listening to it because, I mean, it's very kind of screechy at points.
Well, yeah, but it's like the same thing.
Yeah.
They used literally the same freaking clip over and over and over again.
Well, not for all of the scenes, Micah.
For like every scene.
A lot of the dialogue and investigation
it's like, scenes. during the talking moments or like tension moments, and then it's like for the intense moment.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. The score is not my favorite. Not my cup of tea.
I'm gonna stick up for the score in this. I think it works really well in the movie.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I don't care.
It's fine. I'm fine. This is fine.
But the main problem I have with it, and I wouldn't have a problem with this for most movies, but it being a thriller and, dare I say, slightly a horror movie.
Dare he say it?
I mean, it is spooky season.
Wow.
But I get bored. I get straight up bored after...
What?
During most of the investigation of Marianne's death.
How dare you?
Like, and I don't want to. I'm trying to stay engaged, but I just get so bored.
Perhaps I'm a bit biased because this is like quickly becoming one of my favorite movies. I'm not bored a single moment in this movie. I love it.
Like just a lot of the time, like just having the private detective come and question, and then all of that, and all the meandering around.
So you don't think it helps build any tension at all?
I don't feel any tension building in it.
That's why I jump when he gets murdered.
See, that's one thing.
Murder.
And that plays into my complaint about the movie. I feel like the tension builds. But then it's not there whenever I feel like it needs to be for me. And this is probably just me personally. Like a lot of people might get a lot of tension from this, but most of the movie I don't feel any tension. I feel tension pretty much all the way till Marion gets murdered. Then I feel like zero tension throughout the rest of the movie.
Whoa.
Like in it, and I feel a lot of tension like building up. Once she steals the money and gets in her car and starts driving, like all of that has a lot of tension in it. And then I don't hardly feel...
So you're saying you like the first third of this movie, you think it's perfect, and then the rest...
Well, sort of, because I don't really feel that there's like a lot of tension or built... And I know it's supposed to be dramatic, and I feel like I can't judge this part.
Dramatic.
Like like I should be able to, just because I knew the murder happened. So I feel like I said, I didn't get the full experience, but I feel like there's hardly any build to the murder. I mean, there is, like I said, there's like a 10-minute long conversation,
and then
but I feel
there's the whole sequence before it too.
I just don't feel a lot of tension with it, which is weird, and I don't know why I don't, but I'm just sitting there kind of like, And I mean, that part isn't bad, but really for the rest of the movie outside of that, and that's probably the only reason I don't give it 5 stars. I get bored.
You get bored watching it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I found myself going and like checking my messages and scrolling through stuff during the movie just because.
Bro, I could not look away this whole movie, no matter both times I watched it.
Look at that! You just threw my Spider-Man painting underneath stuff over there. It could be getting ruined.
It's on a fedora.
It could be
the fedora is the only thing on top of it.
It could be getting ruined. He just I painted the Spider-Man painting and went along with his Spider-Man painting. It was really cool because it was like abstract, because it was 2 different painters painting 2 different parts of Spider-Man, and it all came together, and it was amazing, and it was really cool, and he just throws it away on top of a file cabinet.
Throws it away? It's your painting.
Yeah, but it went with your painting.
We did not agree to that.
Give me your painting. And then I'll hang them together in my room. They go together. Yours is the head of Spider-Man. Mine is the chest of Spider-Man. They put somebody could
he
paint
looks like Ben Solo from The Last Jedi.
Somebody could paint the arms of Spider-Man.
The arm of Spider-Man.
Somebody could paint the legs of Spider-Man. You could put them all together, and it would be an abstract Spider-Man.
Send us in some fan art. The legs and arms of Spider-Man. You can do 8 if you want, or we can just copy and paste the one you sent. Well,
that's actually like pretty much, and this is a little shorter of an episode, but that's pretty much all my thoughts overall. I think it's a great movie. Go watch it.
Fantastic.
If, you're allowed to.
I don't know, Micah. Some of those scenes are pretty steamy.
Yeah, the steamy scenes.
Steamy scenes.
That opening scene.
Scandalous.
Very. I mean,
the shower scene actually is steamy.
That's my joke.
Like he stole the words right out of me.
When did Some Like It Hot come out?
Some Like It Hot. That would have been. Let me look. Actually, I'm not sure.
Because that's a lot steamier, if you will, than
I don't know
movie.
about more, but there's more of it. Some Like It Hot. Some Like It Hot's one of my favorite comedies, guys. Please go watch it. It needs more love. Actually, Some Like It Hot came out a year before this. Before Psycho.
Yeah, so interesting.
Dang, Some Like It Hot's so good.
Some Like It Hot is also really good. Go watch it.
I need to get the Criterion of it.
Very good. Although the Criterion cover is ugly.
It is ugly, but I want the Criterion of it.
Anyway, guys, that's probably something. We probably shouldn't just ramble on for forever. We're about 40 minutes unedited.
Did you want to go over what we watched this week?
I thought we were going to do a mini episode for that.
Well, I figured we can just tag it on. It's only going to take us a couple minutes. We only watched 3 movies outside of this.
What about our quote? What about our ending? What about our usual?
Here, let's just share our general thoughts.
I don't want to share our general thoughts.
What?
It's fine.
Here,
all right. So what did we watch? We started out this week with Rango.
And
I actually watched it twice. I had watched it, I think, the day before.
Oh, really?
Just in my free time. And Robbie was like, want to watch Rango?
Wow, I've watched it 5 times.
Yeah, let's watch Rango.
Holy crap.
And I don't know if you guys have watched Rango, and you may have been turned off by Johnny Depp, I'm a fan of Johnny Depp, but some people don't like him, and it being an animated lizard movie.
It's severely
but
overlooked
it is
and underrated,
it is
baby.
Actually really, really good.
3.5 stars.
I think I gave it 4.
Yeah.
But like, dang, we've seen this a ton of times because it's like it's really rewatchable.
I picked it up out of the $5
and I mean, it's got. Don't get us wrong, it's got a lot of problems.
Oh no, it has its problems.
But like, it's really good overall.
Man, it's fun.
And like, the last 30 minutes of it have some of the best cinematography you will see in any animated movie.
Okay.
And almost just any movie.
Holy crap, Micah.
Like, I love the cinematography.
You heard it here,
in
folks.
But not throughout the whole thing necessarily.
Rango
there are
confirmed
some really...
better cinematography than Psycho.
There are some really good shots throughout just the whole thing, but I think, like, from when Rango decides to go back and all of that whole thing has just some really great shots. It's got some nice gritty realism that you don't see a lot in animated movies. And they lean into a lot of really fun stuff. The world feels, and a lot of times, and this is one of the things I heard about this, and a lot of times in animated movies, cities and such, and places, especially in the example, because I watched a video about Rango that was talking about this same thing.
You just keep watching videos about stuff.
And it was like, take like Secret Life of Pets for an example. The city feels so not lived in and so not real.
Bro.
Whereas you take like Rango and the world just feels so lived in and so like it's an actual location with people in it.
It's freaking great. Go watch Rango. Then I watched Return of the King for the first time.
I got him to watch Return of the King for the first time.
He agreed that if I watched Return of the King, he would watch Doctor Strangelove, which is also
Did I really agree? Did I?
Guys. Well,
Return of the King is amazing. It is like top notch, and this is my personal opinion, but it is in my 4 favorites on Letterboxd. Like, this entire trilogy is just incredible, and they're such influential movies, and I love the last one, Return of the King, the best. So
okay,
just go watch them. They're amazing.
Yeah, I would recommend them. I think they're really good. They're just not my thing. I really wish I liked these more than I do. He's
not usually a big fan of
no,
fantasy.
I'm not big on fantasy most of the time, but
wasn't even big on fantasy when we played that D&D game.
I think I got to play D&D for the first time.
It was a lot of fun.
By the way, if you want to listen to a D&D podcast...
No, don't plug that later.
Oh, okay.
Huzzah. Our friends do it.
Wait, I thought you said plug it later.
Yeah, you know what? Our friends do it. We actually played our first game of D&D with them.
Yeah, we really did. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So, yeah.
Return of the King.
My quick thoughts on it, I would say it is the least competent of the trilogy, and that's saying a lot because it's a really competent film and it's really good. I just think this one has the weakest screenplay out of all of them. It feels the pacing is all over the place for me, but I still give it 4 out of 5. The other 2, Fellowship and Two Towers, I gave 4.5.
I gave them all 5.
I give them all 5.
and I think if I ranked them, top would be Return of the King, then Fellowship, then Two Towers.
Okay. Well, the last thing we watched right before we watched Psycho yesterday, the day before that we watched AI
for the first time.
Artificial intelligence.
Oh yeah, sorry.
AI artificial intelligence.
Interesting factoid, which I saw this on. I think it was the Movies with Mikey video.
Movies with Mikey.
People originally, like, they screened it with and the title was originally just going to be AI,
which would be fine,
and people thought it was A1,
bro,
like the sauce,
A1 since
like
day one,
the sauce.
Whoa. A1 since day one.
So they changed it to AI, artificial intelligence, and this movie is good. I really liked it.
Good. I liked it.
A little slow in parts, and it's got issues.
It's its screenplay is very it could have used some work.
It's very Spielberg directing, and apparently very very Kubrick feeling story.
Not too Kubrick. Like, I've only seen 2 Stanley Kubrick movies.
I've never seen like any Stanley Kubrick movies.
But
it
feels the writing of it feels kind of Kubrick-y.
And if you didn't know, this was the last film, I think, that I'm pretty sure that he worked on before he died.
Spreading rumors again, are we, Mike?
He wanted Spielberg to direct it because he thought it was outside of his wheelhouse.
Oh yeah, no, I couldn't picture Kubrick ever directing
There's
this.
a ton of CGI in it, and that was much more Spielberg's forte.
Yeah, no, it's definitely benefited from being a Spielberg movie.
But no, it was really good. the kid, the Sixth Sense kid, does
the kid from the Sixth Sense
does a really good job.
Is that his name?
I think he's a really good actor, actually.
He's quite good, yeah.
And I think he can actually, like, especially towards the end, he shows off his acting talents a lot more than he ever does in the Sixth Sense.
Yes. Oh, wait, what? Hold on.
No, he did a really good job in the Sixth Sense. I love the Sixth Sense.
Man, he gives such a good performance in the Sixth Sense.
But he also gives such a good like the time he, like, especially when he like finds the other David and all that.
The other David.
And like that whole section of the movie.
Oh yeah.
I think
that
he
is
does,
quite good.
I think he does a really good job.
Yeah. But yeah,
good
that's
movie.
That's
go
what
watch
we watched.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, go watch it, man. It's long.
It is long. It's like 2.5 hours.
But what Kubrick associated movie isn't long?
Anyways, that's probably, and it probably should wrap up what we're doing.
Do you have a quote?
I
Micah?
have a quote. I have 2 quotes. One of them is more iconic. One of them would be better to end with.
Okay, do the one that's better to end with, Micah.
All right.
You got to do it.
So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening,
you can,
guys.
like I said, you can follow us at Recently Logged pretty much anywhere, Letterboxd, Instagram, Twitter.
Twitter, Facebook, and you can follow me and Micah on Letterboxd, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, tune in next week for another spooky movie. Maybe with a guest, I don't know.
I'm glad we rehearsed that.
All right, so let's get this quote out of the way.
Otherwise, it would have been embarrassing.
So you do
What am I doing?
You do the top one.
Oh, do I need to like raise my voice?
yeah, raise your voice.
Do you have any vacancies?
Oh, we have 12 vacancies. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies.
That was my worst.
The worst. How many vacancies?
Do you have?